Our adventure is almost over. Dylan Turnbull entering the twilight years of his career, the perfect non-league striker. What a career he has had. Can he continue to elevate Towler Town to the top level? Will they be able to stay at the top in his absence? Shall we go and find out? Let's get into this. Part number 3, starting right now. So last time we were here, Dylan Turnbull had just propelled Towler Town to a maiden championship season that saw them avoid relegation. Could he do it again? Will he do it again over the course? I mean, I don't know if they can realistically go to the Premier League. We'll have to, see how they got on. One thing that's going to be worth noting, of course, and keep an eye on it throughout today's video, is Dylan is now 30. He is going to start to see changes in how good he is. The decline is going to kick in. I'm scared for a slow and steady death that watches Towler plummet down the leagues. How did they do this year? Let's do this. Click on it. 20th again. 20th, back-to-back 20th place seasons. Have they found their level? Is this the level they're at? I mean, they finished ahead of Sunderland, which probably makes this a fairly historic season, given the fact that the two clubs are so close in proximity to each other. You can see at the bottom of the table, my oh my, Peterborough on 45 points, Preston on 46, Sunderland and Towler on 47. And Dylan Turnbull did absolutely everything he could. He played 46 games for the season, 43 goals, 10 assists, and it was barely enough to keep them up. That in itself is a little bit concerning. He actually had a better season than last season. It was even tighter for them. I guess they were pre-season kind of predicted to finish bottom. Okay, second from bottom they were predicted to finish. They did manage to avoid it. I'm going to go out on a limb and say they won't have anyone other than Dylan in the Media Dream 11. Indeed, they don't. I'm curious, who is their kind of second key player? Oh my word, we're going a long way down here. It's Dull, who is a 21-year-old Slovenian who actually looks really, really good. Not sure about the positions he can play, but he doesn't look too terrible. Signed for £1 million as well. I guess Towler have got a little bit of money to spend. I mean, they must have to spend that kind of money. If we just look at their transfer history, yeah, they had one summer where they spent a lot. I say a lot, but 2 million's really not a great deal. It's kind of weird. It's so much compared to the previous years. The graph's a little broken, but clearly they are starting to become kind of a slightly more established team, bringing in almost £1 million worth of players and also selling on close to £1 million worth of players as well. The finances have kind of caught up. There's always that risk when a team climbs through the leagues too quickly that they're just not built to survive, but that seems to not be the case here. Has Dylan retired for Gibraltar? He hasn't. He's still going for Gibraltar. Give him some respect. 109 caps. We'll have to see how many he can end up getting. And also, they're up to 157th, which is almost their best ranking ever. Can they push beyond the 156 barrier? They've not got many years left of their top player. I'm noticing here, actually, Dylan isn't listed in their key players or in their top players. Or their key... Has he retired? Have you retired? He has retired. He retired halfway through the season. I can't believe I missed that. So the answer is, he's not going to get any more caps. He's decided to prolong his club career. He's decided his nation just isn't worth it. Anyway, I think we'll go forward 2 more years this time, aged 32. That will see us have 9 years left of Dylan Turnbull to watch and enjoy. Are they still going to be in the Championship? Let's go see. I'm almost disappointed that the AI hasn't tried to retrain Dylan anywhere. Now, the bad news, everyone, is they are still in the Championship, which I guess is good news. It means they've not been relegated, because I can see here as well they've not got relegation. But how are they doing in the Championship? They finished 8th. Wow. Okay, they finished 10th last season, 8th this year. So they are actually starting to establish themselves. Narrowly missing out on the playoffs as well is a really great achievement. And despite being 32, Dylan got the most assists, most goals, and most player of the matches. I'm cautiously optimistic by the fact that he's got the most assists, that actually the team around him must be getting better. I feel like in previous years you might set up players and then they miss the key opportunities, whereas now maybe they're actually starting to do stuff. You can see here they spent £5 million on players and then another big chunk of money here as well. Let's just have a quick look. We looked at this in the very early days. What is their salary per year like? Oh, okay, it's still comfortably the worst, but of course Dylan is on nothing compared to most players, and they've got the lowest attendance as well. 2,000 fans. It's a lot lower than everyone else, to be fair. That's really sad to see, isn't it? But they are in 8th. I guess the other logical thing to check is, who is their second key player? Who is it? Who is the second key player? And how far down have we got to go? Wait, okay, I've gone past them. I thought they were going to be way lower down. It's Kingsley Morrow, who is contracted to the club, valued at 10 million, and they signed him from Barnsley for 200k. He got 13 assists and 7 goals. He looks like Turnbull's partner in crime, and he actually looked really, really good. I mean, if they can sell him on, that could seriously fund some big moves upwards. Say what you want about Dylan, but the managers that they've had have actually done pretty well over the years that they've been at the club. Kevin Davies, kind of the big contributor early on, and then Mangan. More recently, they brought in Jorge Worrell, who's done pretty well himself, actually. They are slowly but surely establishing themselves. The question is, can they establish themselves enough before it all comes burning down as Dylan starts to decline? I think we will go forward 3 seasons next. We will go to see Dylan aged 35. I want to know if they can go up. They're doing really well. I'm backing you. Come on, up the Towler. The decline is starting to happen, people. He's starting to get worse. I say that. He's still got 33 goals and 14 goal assists this season. 7.91 average rate. And what did he do the last couple of years? Oh, wow. They got to the Premier League. No way. Okay, let's have a look at this. So, Towler, they finished 8th, then they finished 4th, and they must have won the playoffs. Let's take a look at that. And, oh my word, they've won the league to go back into the Premier League. That is... I'm really pleasantly surprised. I've got a big smile on my face. It's like, it's not even my save game, but I'm just happy to see it. They won the playoff final against Southampton on penalties to get promoted, which is absolutely insane. And then last season, they didn't even finish bottom, everyone. Birmingham got 9 points, which might be a Premier League record for the lowest points total. Towler didn't do that much better, 27 points the year they got relegated. They scored 45 goals for and conceded 102. 45 goals scored for, and how many did Dylan get? Dylan got 30 of them. So Dylan got, I mean, including assists, there were only 10 goals scored all season that didn't involve him. But then this year they've actually just won promotion also. He's played centre attacking mid. What was their media prediction having come back down? 6th. So to win the league is blooming good. Look at the season preview. They've got a guy called Champion. Freddie Champion out on the left wing. With a name like that, he's got to be good. They signed him for 14 million from Southampton. He's now valued at 30 million, which is absolutely insane. I'll tell you what, they've made some really good transfer moves, which I'm just kind of surprised by in a slightly bizarre way. They've done good stuff. Who's the current manager? It's Troy Isherwood, who is a regen. We're really getting into the future now. I want to know who their second best player is. I'm invested in this Towler story now. Who is their second best player on the season preview? Worth noting. Why is Dylan not shown up at the top here? Where are you, Dylan? They've not even included him. They've got Kane King, who's on loan from Arsenal, and then Champion. They're just pretending he doesn't exist. I mean, that just feels rude. I know he's getting on a bit and he's a little bit older, but I mean, make no mistake, he is the reason that they've been able to go up this year. You can see here, Towler actually had the fewest goals conceded, so they've built a good team. I guess they've been spending a lot of Premier League TV money. Yeah, wow, they spent £70 million. They also sold a lot of players. They've been wheeling and dealing constantly, but always kind of benefiting. Who's the club's record sale? I mean, this is descended from me following Dylan Turnbull to me being invested in how the hell this team has established themselves like they have. So they spent 22 million on Gordon here, who is a very good Jamaican regen, to be fair. The highest fee they've received is 22 million for Mboyo, who's a good centre mid. Not sure I'd have him down as a £22 million centre mid, but, you know, make of it what you will. He played 4 games in the Premier League. Yeah, you fleeced them there. That is a scam by Towler. Anyway, shifting our attention to Dylan, he's had a really good season again. He's continuing to do great. You know what? Let's go forward 1 season. I just want to see how they establish themselves in the Premier League. Can they establish themselves in the Premier League? Keep a close eye as well on the decline here. It is going to start to kick in. Current ability is now down at 186. It's not the 200 it once was. Oh, I'm scared that it might be a big decline incoming. Let's go find out. So Dylan did play every Premier League game of the season, everyone. 18 goals, 9 assists. Did they stay up? Please, please. 11th. That is mad. That is actually mad. 11th place they've managed to finish. They've got a minus 14 goal difference. Dylan Turnbull got the most player of the matches with 13. Doesn't appear in any of the charts, not even for average rating. He got a 7.58, which is his worst season ever. He still did blooming well. I mean, he's on the decline, but it looks like he got some all-important goals for the team. Did they spend big? Did they spend big? That's a big question. They spent 89 million. Okay, the Premier League money is fully kicking in. I guess, and I'm only guessing here, their salary must be so low that the team is just rolling in money. They must be making so much money each year off the TV money and stuff. Like in Dylan, they've got such a low wage kind of top quality option that it saves them so much money to, in terms of what they actually need to spend, which just allows them to spend some ridiculous money. Oh my, I'm really happy. How have they done in other competitions? FA Cup doesn't look like they made it very far in it. In fact, lost to Plymouth, which is a little embarrassing. But to get, at 11th place is huge. If we just look at things here, the club has temporarily relocated to St James's Park. Don't know what to make of that. They do have the Towlaw Stadium. I guess it didn't meet Premier League regulations or something, but yeah, they're just living it up at Newcastle's ground now, which I'm sure Newcastle are loving. And Newcastle in the Premier League, they are, that must be one hell of a derby when they play against each other. I mean, if we just take a look at Dylan. Dylan, where are you? Here you are. Let's have a look at his biography. We've not looked at this yet. He's a Towlaw Town icon. Not a legend yet. That feels harsh. One of the world superstars. 822 league appearances, 784 goals. He's won a lot of stuff. What about individual achievements? He won the Vanarama National Player of the Year. That's one of his proudest awards. European International League Best Young Player twice. That's interesting. He must have got that playing for Gibraltar, like in the Group D or something. He's been runner-up of the Ballon d'Or on 2 occasions. Oh wow, that's nuts. He's won the FIFA Best Player the last 2 seasons when he's been in the Premier League. I mean, who is he beating? Let's have a look. Carabina, he's beaten, apparently. Carabina, rhymes with Ribena, does not do better than... I'm amazed that Turnbull's won it, but fair play. At 36 years old, you could argue that he's hitting his prime. Sadly, he finished runner-up in the Ballon d'Or twice. Whenever he's been in the Premier League, he does well. I mean, we'll have to keep a close eye on that, I guess, for the next couple of years to see what happens, but I'm really impressed by some of the... I did not think he would win some of these awards when we started him here, especially kind of given the fact he retired from Gibraltar 6 years ago now. It's like he's only getting better, which obviously the stats don't suggest that at all, but I guess the media are starting to recognise his brilliance. Turns out you just have to play in the Premier League to get some kind of awards and stuff. Anyway, I think for the last time today, we will go forward. I'm going to go forward to 2045, which I realise is 5 years in the future. I don't want to make this video too incredibly long, but I will be sharing the save game for this experiment in about a week's time over on my Discord server. So if you want to look through it in way more detail, you'll be able to do that there. Let's go to 2041. Dylan Turnbull, you're about to leave Towlaw. What state are you leaving them in? So here we are, 5 years in the future, 41 years old. He's just joined Boston United. He's pleased to have joined Boston. What do you mean? What do you mean? What happened over the last few seasons? Oh no. Not like this. Towlaw had 1 more year in the Premier League, and since then, actually 2 more years in the Premier League, but since then, they've been in the Championship with him playing, and you can see the average ratings have just dropped off a cliff, which I suppose goes in line with his physicals, because they have just completely died as well. The 20 natural fitness could only keep him going for so long. I mean, the fact he's still valued at 1.5 million is kind of insane. If we just look here, his current ability, 123, which isn't very good, but for a 41-year-old is very good. Let's have a look here at Towlaw. So, after they finished 11th, they finished 14th, then 18th. Then the last couple of seasons, they've lost in the playoffs. How have they done this year? Have they lost in the playoffs again? They've lost in the playoffs 3 years in a row. Oh, it just makes you feel sad. And it's also worth noting that this most recent year, he was actually playing for them still. He has literally only just left a couple of days ago. Oh, they've got a stadium with 26,000 people in it, which is pretty darn impressive. But they've not stayed up. I'm so sad about that. Let's have a look at how this played out then. Premier League over the years. I was really optimistic that maybe they would cement themselves as a regular after that season where they finished 11th. But in the very next season, they finished down in 14th. They ended up on 39 points, which is not a great total at all. And then they actually got relegated on 29 points. So barely went down, actually. Leeds stayed up by 1 point. But then from there, they've just fallen short repeatedly. 5th in the league this year, 4th the year before that 3rd. Just unable to take that last little step to get back where they belong. And I dare say that without their star man now, the fact they were only just scraping the playoffs, well, they weren't scraping the playoffs, but they were getting into the playoffs with him. Without that star man, I kind of fear they're now going to struggle quite a lot. You can see here kind of the ongoings. It looks like they've not even replaced him as captain yet. Or actually, no, they have. They have replaced him as captain. Jack Harper, I mean, he is absolutely insane, but they're about to sell him from the looks of things to Chelsea for 27 million. Oh, well, the Towler chapter is over for Dylan. I have actually got one more save game 2 years in the future. I don't know if Dylan will still be playing, but it could be interesting just to see how, how things are going in terms of with Towler. You can see here the landmarks that were notable over the years, but not a lot happening in the last few years, it would be sad to say. Although he did break the record for the oldest EFL Cup player at 40 years old. And he did manage, I was going to say he did manage in 2037. That was 8 years ago now. That was a long time ago. He's not had that many big landmarks, actually, over the years. Did he ever win a Ballon d'Or? No, he didn't. Did he ever win? Well, he won World Player of the Year, right? No, he didn't win World Player of the Year. What was the one he won? FIFA Men's Best Player. Just those 2 occasions. Never again. I mean, I am pleasantly surprised with what he managed to achieve with Towler. Look at this graph. Look at that adventure. The fact they actually played a couple of years in the Premier League is absolutely exceptional. As I said, when I did this kind of video previously with Messi and Ronaldo, they kind of got stuck low end of the Championship, kind of in League One. So he definitely made a big impact at the club. Anyway, I think we will go forward one more time. I will leave you with the beautiful sight of Dylan Turnbull's career stats, just in case they have vanished from the record books. We'll go to 2047, see what has become of Towler. Are they on the decline? Let's go see. My shortlist is empty. My knees are weak. My arms are heavy. Dylan Turnbull, we'll never forget. He's not here, is he? He's gone. I mean, that is a fate worse than death. Although I will say, he's ended up as under-18s manager at Manchester United. I have to say, he's an absolutely insane member of staff, which makes me oddly happy. He retired after 1 year at Boston. He got 20 goals in 42 games in the National League North. Didn't get promoted, called it a day, decided, you know what, I'm going to go join United. I'm a little bit disappointed about that. Let's have a look at things then. Towler, they finished 6th, so they did complete 4 consecutive years of dropping 1 place at a time down through the playoffs and not winning the playoffs. 4 years in a row they missed promotion. This most recent year as well, they've come 8th. Their media prediction was 6th. So I feel like the legacy of Turnbull is that they should be able to challenge. I would like to believe they will challenge for Premier League promotion. Yes, they've lost their star man, but it happened over such a long period of time that the club itself is kind of completely changed forever. They've got such a good squad. That they should really establish themselves as a bit of a yo-yo team if you were to go way further into the future. As I said, I will make this save game available for download for people who are interested over on my Discord server. Discord is a bit like Skype, but for communities, it's discord.gg/WorkTheSpace. If you put that in your browser, or you can check it down below the video. It's linked down there. You can join up. I will put out a big notification thing as to when that's happening. But no, I think that kind of concludes everything. Towler Town, lovely to revisit you. Lovely to give you the gift of Dylan Turnbull once more. You owe me an apology for not winning a playoff game, frankly. You've let me down. What a player and what a career, eh? Towler Town taken from the bottom to the top. When we started this little adventure, I didn't think that was going to happen. I did not think they would do as well as they have. But I guess I did quite a good job of creating the perfect striker. I'm pat on the... Well, good job, Jack. Of course, if you want to do a good job, leave a like on the video. Excellent segue, flawless. We'll be back again with more videos like this one very soon. If you've got your own idea for a video like this one, a weird or wonderful FM experiment, leave it down in the comments. And until next time, it is me, Jack, and I will talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.